According to statistics from the National Institute on Aging (NIH), up to 72% of men over the age of 60 are quietly dealing with reduced male hormone function and poor circulation in the urinary region. Yet only about one-third of them actually understand the real cause. Many believe it is just a natural part of aging, that things are supposed to slow down with age. But the truth is not that simple. After more than 30 years working in the field of urology, many doctors, including Dr. Abraham Morgentaler from Harvard Medical School, have made it clear age is not the main reason for declining vitality. The real issue is that the body is no longer receiving the essential micronutrients it needs to support hormonal balance and healthy blood flow. If you often feel tired, struggle to sleep deeply, or have lost interest in the things that once made you feel strong, your body may be missing some silent ingredients. These are not found in a pill. They are right there on your vegetable plate each day. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you 6 types of vegetables recommended by urologists. These vegetables have helped thousands of people regain confidence in their physical condition and feel a noticeable boost in vitality within just a few weeks. Before we continue, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss simple tips to help your body feel as young as it truly is. If this message feels right for you, type the number 1. If not, just leave a 0. I read every single comment. 1. Beets. I still remember clearly the day Mr. Allen walked into my clinic. He was a retired school principal, now 68 years old, with a steady gait, a calm voice, and bright eyes. But that day, after a few polite exchanges, he looked at me, lowered his head slightly, and sighed. I still eat regularly, walk every morning, and go to bed on time. But something in my body feels blocked. I don't feel as strong as I used to, especially when it matters. It sounded like a simple sentence, but behind it was a quiet sense of loss, something many men over the age of 60 find hard to put into words. I told Mr. Allen that what he was feeling was not uncommon. It was a common signal of gradually declining blood circulation, especially in sensitive areas of the body that require strong blood flow to function properly. And in many cases, the problem lies in the body's reduced ability to produce nitric oxide, a compound that opens the way for blood to flow. When this compound drops, even a healthy heart may not be enough to deliver blood effectively to where it is needed most. I introduced him to a simple yet powerful root beets. This deep red vegetable is a rich source of natural nitrates, which the body converts into nitric oxide. Several studies published in the Journal of Urology and by the National Institutes of Health (NIH) have shown that a nitrate-rich diet can significantly improve tissue oxygen levels, support vasodilation, and enhance blood circulation, especially in older adults. I advised Mr. Allen to start with half a glass of beet juice, 3 to 4 times a week. Steamed beets with olive oil are also a gentle and easy-to-digest option. Some patients even combine beets with carrots or apples to make a morning juice before their daily walk. 6 weeks later, he returned. Same eyes, but now filled with the light of someone coming back to life. He said he not only felt a renewed sense of energy from within, but his sleep and mood had also improved. I never thought a root vegetable I only saw in salads could help me feel like myself again. He smiled. I was happy for him, because that is what every body hopes for, to be nourished at the right time, in the right way. Beets are not a miracle, but if you've ever felt yourself slowing down, they just might be the key to waking up a flow that quietly went to sleep. 2. Spinach. Carl came to see me one autumn morning with a shy smile, but his eyes told a deeper story. He was 72 years old, a man who had gone through one marriage and had recently remarried. "I truly love her," he said, but I'm not sure I can still care for her and be the kind of husband she deserves." Behind those words was a quiet concern that many older men carry silently, the worry about declining vitality and male hormone function. It is not an easy thing to admit, even to a doctor. I asked about his daily diet, then gently offered what seemed like a very simple piece of advice. Start with a handful of spinach each day. Many people think of this leafy green as just a side dish, but in reality, spinach is very rich in magnesium, a mineral that plays a key role in relaxing blood vessels and improving overall circulation, especially in the lower abdominal region, which is often affected when blood flow weakens. More than that, spinach contains folate, a B vitamin that has been directly linked to male hormone health, according to a study from Harvard Health Publishing. People with folate deficiency are at higher risk of experiencing hormonal imbalances and a persistent sense of low energy. Most importantly, spinach may also help stabilize natural testosterone levels, something many men over 60 need support with but would rather avoid addressing through medication. I told Carl that there was no need for drastic changes. He could simply rotate spinach into his breakfast sautéed with eggs, added to a light soup, or even tossed into a blender with banana and nut milk for a smoothie. The first 3 weeks brought little change, but by the second month, he returned with a very different kind of energy. "I don't wake up feeling sluggish anymore." He shared, "I feel lighter, clearer in my head, and she says I've been smiling more." Sometimes, we believe that solutions must come in the form of expensive pills or complicated therapies. But the truth is, the body often just needs to be reminded through the very foods it has known all along. Spinach is not a luxury item, but within each green leaf is nature's quiet whisper to your hormonal system, "I'm still here, and I will help you heal if you let me." 3. Garlic. Ray was a retired Navy serviceman, 74 years old, living in a small town in Southern California. When he walked into my clinic, I could still see the steadiness in his stride and the strength in his voice, a man shaped by years of discipline. But his eyes told me something else. "I'm not sick, doctor," he said, "but I feel like I'm fading. I still wake up on time. I still go for my morning walks. But somehow, my body doesn't respond the way it used to." His words made me pause, not out of surprise, but because I had heard them from so many other older men. They don't slow down because they give up. They slow down because their bodies are quietly accumulating blockages in the circulatory system, things no one sees coming. I suggested a small change to Mr. Ray: no medication, no supplements, just add a little garlic to his dinner. He chuckled. "Garlic. My mother used to give me that when I caught a cold." I nodded, and she wasn't entirely wrong. Garlic contains a compound called allicin. It's the part that gives garlic its strong smell, but it also helps clean blood vessels, reduce plaque buildup, and improve circulation, especially in areas of the body that depend on steady blood flow. Allicin has also been linked to gently stimulating natural male hormones in the body. Recent research from the American Urological Association (AUA) has shown that regularly including raw garlic in the diet may improve heart health and support hormonal balance in men over 60. This is because allicin can activate the pituitary gland, prompting it to release key messenger hormones essential for endocrine function. I gave Mr. Ray one important instruction. Garlic needs to be chopped and allowed to rest for about 10 minutes before cooking or eating raw. This gives the allicin time to fully activate. Just 1 or 2 cloves a day, added to dinner, with no need for anything complicated. 6 weeks later, he returned with a noticeably brighter expression. "I wasn't expecting much, but honestly, I feel alive again," he said. "I sleep more deeply. I wake up feeling refreshed. My wife says I've been more thoughtful, more gentle. Garlic isn't a glamorous food. It doesn't smell like coffee or feel refreshing like summer fruit, but it's that old friend who quietly supports your body through quiet seasons. And if you've ever felt like you're slowly fading away, it might be time to try something simple, 1 clove of garlic each evening to gently awaken the rhythm within you. 4. Celery. George used to be a high school football coach in Ohio. Even though he had been retired for nearly a decade, he still maintained his habits of waking up early, doing light exercises, and cooking breakfast every morning. But during one visit to the clinic, he confided that his biggest concern wasn't about his heart or blood pressure. It was the feeling that, with each passing day, the energy in his body was slowly draining away. I no longer feel excited to start the day. Everything seems slower now. Even the drive that used to be second nature. He shared. I looked over his lab results and wasn't surprised his natural hormone levels were below average, but not low enough to require medication. That was when I suggested a small change: add celery to his daily meals. It might sound ordinary, but those pale green stalks hold some fascinating secrets that few people know about. Celery contains 2 natural compounds called androstenone and androstenol, both linked to hormonal signaling that helps the body naturally regulate male hormone production in a sustainable way. In addition, celery is rich in vitamin K, an essential nutrient that supports cardiovascular health, enhances blood flow, and reduces microvascular constriction. Perhaps the most interesting compound in celery is apigenin, a natural anti-inflammatory that researchers at the National Institutes of Health (NIH) have found to stimulate Leydig cells, which are responsible for producing male hormones. Unlike external hormone therapies, celery helps create a supportive environment that allows the body to remember how to function as it once did and gently restore balance from within. George started simply. He juiced celery with apples and lemon in the mornings, and occasionally snacked on raw celery sticks instead of crackers while watching afternoon TV. He wasn't expecting a dramatic change. But about a month later, at his follow-up visit, he walked in with a noticeably more energetic stride. "I wake up early and feel strong," he said, "and my wife told me I seem more confident, even though the only thing I've changed is eating more greens." Celery does not promise miracles overnight, but it does help revive the natural rhythm within your body, the place where confidence, balance, and resilience once lived, sometimes. All it takes is one new habit, like a glass of celery juice each morning, to begin feeling like yourself again. One quiet step at a time. 5. Carrots. Frank was a retired electrician from the state of Michigan. At 71, his hair had turned silver, but his hands were still large and calloused, like they had been when he used to climb ladders to fix wires in the middle of snowstorms. He didn't come to see me for a specific diagnosis, but because of a vague feeling that had lingered for too long. "I still love my wife. We've been together for over 40 years, he said, gazing out the sunlit window. But lately, I feel like my body isn't responding to emotions the way it used to. It wasn't a complaint. It was the quiet regret of a man who had always taken pride in being present and engaged in his marriage." I shared with Frank that he was not alone in this experience. After age 60, the male nervous system, circulatory system, and hormone production begin to slow down. They no longer respond as quickly or clearly as they once did. But there is one very familiar root vegetable that can support all 3 of those systems at once: carrots. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that protects peripheral nerves and microvascular tissues, both of which play an important role in transmitting signals between the brain and physical responses. Carrots also contain vitamin A and vitamin C, which help maintain the elasticity and strength of blood vessels, thereby improving circulation to the areas the body may be slowly forgetting. According to a report from the National Institute on Aging (NIH), a beta-carotene-rich diet may reduce the risk of age-related decline in both vitality and cognition in older men, especially in situations involving stress or lack of physical activity. Frank started by eating raw carrots as an afternoon snack. Sometimes, He roasted them with garlic and olive oil for dinner. On other days, he juiced them with apples and drank the mixture before his morning walk. The changes weren't dramatic at first, but by his third follow-up visit, he walked in with a brighter smile. "Not only am I sleeping better," he said, "but my mind feels clearer. And my wife says I've been talking with her more like when we first got married." That moment reminded me that restoring male vitality after age 60 is not just about improving a function. It's about reconnecting with the very things that once made life feel alive. Carrots may not have the prestige of ginseng, but for older adults, they are a gentle source of nourishment, helping the body remember how to care, how to respond, and how to show up fully once again. 6. Asparagus. Walter was 75 years old, a former chief accountant at a family-run company in New Jersey. He was calm, reserved, and always well-dressed and polite whenever he came to the clinic. During our conversation, he didn't use any explicit words, but I understood what he truly meant when he said, "I just want to feel like I still have something to give. Doctor, whether it's in my work, at home, or simply in how I show up for my wife." It was an honest and deeply human desire, a wish to live fully, even when the body has shifted into a slower rhythm. When I reviewed his health records, there was nothing alarming. His blood pressure was stable, his glucose levels were well managed, but his vitality-related hormone levels were significantly below average. I didn't suggest medication or hormone therapy. I simply offered this gentle advice. Try adding asparagus to your dinner 3 times a week. Walter looked surprised. "Asparagus. Can that really help?" I nodded and began to explain. Asparagus contains folate, a B vitamin that supports blood circulation and peripheral nerve function. More importantly, it's rich in glutathione, a powerful antioxidant that helps the body fight cellular aging and microvascular damage caused by oxidative stress. But the most crucial benefit, asparagus, is a strong source of vitamin E, a nutrient often overlooked but deeply involved in the body's natural production of male hormones during sleep. Most recent studies from the National Institutes of Health (NIH) confirm that hormone regeneration in older adults happens most actively at night, especially between 3 and 5 a.m. If the body lacks key nutrients during the evening hours, this hormonal process can be disrupted without us ever realizing it. Walter followed the suggestion exactly. He lightly steamed the asparagus with a little olive oil, served it with plain rice and a simple protein, nothing fancy, nothing forced. 6 weeks later, he came back, and I noticed the change not in his lab results, but in the way he sat more steadily, with brighter eyes. "I'm sleeping better," he said, "and when I wake up, I feel ready. Not just physically, but mentally, too." Asparagus is not a specialty food reserved for the sick. It is a quiet gift from nature, a part of the evening that helps your body repair and rebuild while you sleep. So when tomorrow arrives, you are no longer the man waiting to feel whole again, but the man already stepping forward steadily, with strength in his stride. If you followed along this far, then you've probably come to realize something important: your body has never given up on you. It's simply been waiting for you to return. Through the stories of Alan, Carl, Ray, George, Frank, and Walter, we've seen that male vitality in older age is not lost. It's just quietly fading because it hasn't been given the nutrients it needs. Just a handful of spinach in the morning, a glass of beet juice 3 times a week, a clove of garlic before dinner, or some asparagus in the evening meal. These seemingly small things may be the very keys to unlocking the inner rhythm of a man's body after 60. You don't have to change your whole life. Just choose one vegetable, one simple action, and stay consistent with it. Because this is not just a story about physical health, It is a journey to help you feel fully alive again, to love fully, and to be truly present. If today's message has been helpful, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss more insights on foods, exercises, and herbs that support natural vitality. And if you've already tried one of these 6 vegetables, share your experience in the comments below. Your story might be the spark someone else needs to start again, perhaps even with dinner tonight.